Hey everyone, Ryan, Mid-Atlantic Collectibles here, just back from the National Sports Collectors Convention in Atlantic City, New Jersey. It was an incredible show. Tens of thousands of people. I don't have the exact count. They actually have one more day left, tomorrow, Sunday. But I'm sure it's close to 100,000 people, if not over that. So I was there for Thursday and Friday. I want to share with you a number of the pickups I made, as well as some of the kind of key trends and takeaways and hot cold stuff that I noticed while I was at the show. So let's get to it. Okay, first thing I wanted to show you guys was this 1983 Topps baseball unopened wax box wrapped by Baseball Card Exchange. Unopened kind of vintage wax is extremely popular right now. Starts to get extremely expensive once you get back into the 70s. So I've been kind of focusing on the early 1980s and kind of before you get to the junk wax era. But still kind of affordable. And you've got some great sets. So 1983 Topps has, rookie cards like Tony Gwynn, Wade Boggs, Ryan Sandberg, just these incredible Hall of Fame players. I'm really excited about that. I've got a few boxes from 1981, and I'm going to try and, pick up some more of these, maybe in 1982 and 84, 85, kind of going forward. I also got this 1985 Donruss unopened wax box wrapped by BBCE. And the 85 Donruss set is a really cool one with the black borders and kind of red bars down at the bottom. Also has great rookie cards, Kirby Puckett, Roger Clemens, and others. This was a really neat set, I think, or not set, but actually an unopened wax box. It is the World Football League, which existed from the early 90s through 2007. It was kind of like a minor league, spring league for the NFL. It was endorsed and supported by the NFL. It had some great NFL players associated with it. Spokespeople were Lawrence Taylor, Jim Kelly, Kurt Warner played in the World Football League. And most of the teams after its first few years were European, and it actually became an all-European league in its later years. So this is an unopened box. It's got, I think, 12 packs of 10 cards each. And I'm hoping to pick up some USFL sets too, kind of going forward. The USFL sets from 84, 85, they're kind of just a real kind of neat piece of historic nostalgia, and also have some incredible players like Steve Young and Herschel Walker and a number of other NFL people that went on to be stars in the NFL. So I didn't really have a plan going into the National, but I ended up really going for the 80s. And wasn't expecting that at all, but I found myself combing through a lot of kind of dollar bins and kind of low-cost slab boxes, and just finding some really great deals. And it turns out that that's where I ended up focusing a lot of my time and effort. So I got several Cal Ripken rookies. This one is a PSA 7, this one is a PSA 8, and this one is a PSA 6. So excited to get those, as well as an 82 Fleer Cal Ripken. And all of these were, like $20 or less, which is pretty incredible, I think. 89 Score Thurman Thomas, which I actually wasn't the card I was that familiar with, but big Thurman Thomas fan. He was one of the best running backs from the 1990s, a Hall of Famer, was an MVP. And I think is just going to go down as one of the great running backs of all time. I really like this card. I mean, this was less than $10, well under cost of actual grading. It's a Baltimore Colts team card from the 1962 Topps. Not something I was looking for, but when I stumbled upon it, I just thought that would be a great card to add to my collection. Picked up a couple basketball, 1987 Fleer Isaiah Thomas, as well as another Isaiah Thomas card from Star 85-86, the Miller Lite All-Stars teams, BGS 7, Isaiah Thomas. I really like Star cards. I collect a lot of those. Picked up some Ozzie Smith cards, an 81 Fleer Slab Mint, PSA 9, as well as an 85 Donruss. I have his rookie. I think it's a PSA 7. I'm a big Ozzie Smith fan. I hope to get some more of those cards. As I'm also a big Ricky Henderson fan. His 1980 Topps rookies are going for a lot these days. I saw several of them at the show for selling for well over $1,000. This is just an 85 Donruss card, but I think it's a really good looking card. Also picked up a Montana 1986 Topps I was really looking for an 81 Topps Montana rookie card. I mean, I just think this guy was, he obviously, I mean, he hasn't done what Tom Brady has done, but I mean, talk about someone who knew how to win games. I think he ended up with 4 Super Bowl trophies. He tore apart my Houston Oilers on at least one occasion, and I mean, he's just not the kind of player you would ever want to see play against in the playoffs. The guy was just knew how to win football games like few players do. I also picked up a Ryan Sandberg rookie card, 1983 Fleer. I think this card was like $10. I mean, it was, or maybe not 10. I think it might have been 15, but it was an incredible deal. And then I got a number of cards that aren't graded. These are like stacks of kind of 70s up to like 1980. You see this Nolan Ryan card. These were like in dollar bins, just really incredible deals. Similarly, got more of those cards down here, a number of like late 1970s. I don't know, I really like the 79 set. They're hard to find in good condition. I may actually get some of these graded. I haven't really done a lot of grading myself, but I think that's something I'm going to need to do more of. And I like this card a lot. It was a 1963 Topps Washington Senators team card. And, anything having to do with the Senators, I like a lot. Wanted to share this with you. So this is an 86 Fleer Michael Jordan rookie BGS 7. I did not get this at the show. I actually took this to the show hoping to kind of sell it or trade it to finance some other stuff I wanted to do, some other cards I wanted to get. I found this very hard. So, this card had soared up to $5,000-$6,000 for a while. It's now been down to 4,000 to 4,500. Those are kind of the comps. And I was willing to take, well below, not well below, but below the current comps. I would have taken $3,800 for this card if I could have gotten it. The most I got an offer for was $3,200. So I think the Jordan cards are definitely cooling off. I mean, that's not to say that Michael Jordan is cold by any means, but when you've been boiling hot for a couple of years, things have to cool down eventually. And I'd say that's what's going on with Jordan right now. Probably not so much with the Star cards. There's a lot of excitement about Star now that PSA is grading them. But this 86 Fleer card overall, there's well over 30,000 in the combined kind of population. SGC, Beckett, and PSA is just it's a fairly common card. I mean, it is obviously an iconic card, and I'm really happy to own it. But I was ready to let it go to pay for this stuff, which is what I'm really trying to get into. Sorry, the glare is not so great, but these are old Pele cards. Pele is the greatest player of all time in the world's beautiful game, the world's most popular sport, soccer. And he is, really underappreciated, I believe. His cards were not generally available in the United States. Most of them are from South America or Europe. There are a lot of different ones, but they're all, for the most part, quite rare. Probably the most common are kind of the Panini stickers, and I have a couple of those. But really getting into Pele cards, I've got one of his best cards. It's a 1958 Alifa Balaguer card. It's a Swedish card in the vault at PwC, and I really kind of want to build that out with a lot of other kind of vintage Pele cards. So you can see this kind of stuff that I'm looking for right now. And if you're a soccer collector out there and this is your kind of thing, let me know. I'm also really into other vintage soccer players like David Beckham and Diego Maradona. Not so much like the 50s and 60s cards. I mean, those are great too, but it's not too many people that are really big into the 50s and 60s soccer. Anyway, other trends and things I noticed at the show. Trading was really big. A lot of trading going on off the convention floor, into halls, into hotels, just on the floor. People strung out with all their with boxes of cards. I think that's a really healthy and wonderful thing for the hobby. I saw a lot of youth at the show, much more so than I had seen in Cleveland or Chicago. I attribute that to a lot of the influencers and online and breaking stuff going on. It's really kind of pulled in a lot of young people, which I think is fantastic as well. A lot of startups and cardpreneurs, these people that are creating new services for collecting, tracking, pricing, and really kind of facilitating person-to-person transactions. All really good stuff, I think, for the hobby. There's occasional scammers and people out there selling not such good stuff, but overall, I think that the hobby's in a pretty healthy place right now. I mean, prices are definitely trending downwards. There's no doubt about that, but I don't think that's exactly a bad thing. And certainly for collectors, people are buying these because they just love them and have them, which is what I am. Then, these declines in prices are not a bad thing at all. Anyway, I hope that you all are going to join us in October at the Mid-Atlantic Sports Collectibles and Memorabilia Show, October 9th at the Silver Spring Civic Center. It's downtown Silver Spring at Veterans Plaza. Fantastic location. It's going to be a lot of fun. We got 100 tables and plentiful free parking right on the metro. It'll be the largest show inside the DC Beltway in over 10 years. And please, get in on this while you can. This will be their first one of hopefully many. And tables are only $80 each, and we still have tables available. So take a look and take a look at the website. It's www.mid-atlanticshow.com, or feel free to email me, ryan@macollectibles.com. And you guys have a great week and enjoy the rest of your weekend if you see this beforehand. And if not, I will look forward to seeing you out and about. Bye-bye.